Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Character Breakdown. If you've been, following my Twitter and everything, then you know that our character for today is none other than the ever-lovable and impossible-to-kill Koro sensei from Assassination Classroom. Now, Assassination Classroom has 2 seasons, and I have got to say it is one of the best animes I have seen to date. I watched it 3 times, not just for the research purposes, but just because I absolutely love the anime. I love it. I absolutely, it's incredible. It really is. It brings so much to the table that a lot of animes just kind of like overlook how important like the minor things can be. Now, don't get me wrong, like some animes need to quit it on the minor shit. Like One Piece, I love you to death, but you just drag shit out way too long. Like, speed it up, why don't you? But alright, so Koro sensei. Well, the good news is that a lot of stuff about Koro sensei, the anime tackles for you. Like, you don't really have to figure things out. The anime just kind of does it for you. But gotta stop talking so fast. Now, Koro sensei was originally a top-class assassin known as the Reaper. And, I mean, that was it. I mean, he killed people for a living. And then, after being betrayed, I really should start saying spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this stuff. Oh well. Anyway, after being betrayed, gets involved in a science experiment where antimatter is injected into his cells, for whatever reason. But anyway, so he kind of starts mutating, like his body becomes a lot more stretchy and fluid, and not like fluid like actually fluid, just in kind of like the motions. But after everything kind of goes awry and falls apart, he turns into the hentai tentacle monster octopus that we all know and love, Koro sensei. Now, keeping his promise, he takes a job as a teacher and teaches the kids in class 3E, or E3, no, 3E. And, who are kind of like the rejects of this, like, prestigious middle school and everything. And, he is, like, the single greatest teacher ever in all of existence that could ever possibly be, that has ever been or will be. I mean, it does help when you have the capability to move at Mach 20 in order to help your students achieve, the things that they need in order to succeed. But he focuses on the individual students, like, personally, and like he accounts for what their strengths are, what their weaknesses might be, things that they need to improve on, or things that, kind of like these skills that they need to hone. And that is amazing, which you don't get to see a lot of that nowadays, especially not here in the States, because, like, well, let's face it, our education system is bad. It's bad. But on top of that, he's teaching these kids how to be top-class assassins in order to kill him. So, I don't know about you, but if that was my classroom setup, maybe I would have graduated with more than a C average. Like, I would have actually paid better attention and done, like, way, way better than what I did. Because, like, I liked school well enough, but let's face it, sometimes it's very, very boring. Now, I mean, as for, like, his powers and everything, like I said, the anime kind of does it himself. Like, the colors that his head changes kind of discern like his emotional state that he's feeling. You know, striped if he's very, very cocky, black if he's just totally pissed off, pink if he's kind of like in a like surreal state, kind of like a I don't know, because he does it like, you know, when he's infatuated, but also kind of like when he's ready to nod off and take a nap. You have gray for just kind of meh. And then there's a lot more that go on with that. Like I said, he has the capability to move at Mach 20, great regenerative abilities. He has a gigantic sense of smell, which I don't know, you know, who could ever tell that he has nostrils because they're located like right next to his eyes, so it just looks like he has 4 eyes. And now, yawn. Here's the one that really throws me for a loop. His strength. Now, according to him and the anime, like 8 people could hold him down and keep him from moving, which kind of discerns that he's not very strong. Yet he carries these giant, like, bigger than a dictionary guidebooks and hands them out to everybody like they're nothing. Now, I don't know about you, but that's pretty confusing. Quiet. That's pretty confusing. Like, that would really throw me for a loop. So, yeah, I don't know. Strength, I guess it's relatively determined. So, you know, but something about this anime to note is, like, they reference a lot of other animes, which I love animes that do that. I think that's, like, the greatest thing in the world. But, like, they mention, like, other things, you know, like, Koro sensei does a Gungam rocket, which, you know, is from One Piece. But also carrying a giant bag full of the kids, which kind of throws you for a loop on how strong is he. So, yeah, I don't know. He has, like, a weird binocular vision where, like, he can shoot his eyes, like, forward to enhance on an image. It's a really, really good anime. And, you know, as for the powers, the anime kind of discerns that for you. Like, you don't have to sit there and guess on anything. Now, the one thing that is probably the most confusing is the material that can be used to kill Koro sensei. They never tell you what it is, but they just say that it's anti-sensei material. Now, originally I had a couple ideas, but the fact that this can be put into so many different forms kind of blew like everything I had out of the water, because it can be made into the BBs, it can be made into the knives, a liquid, you can put it in a gas form, you can also apparently like use it on like metal and stuff. It's like, it's I honestly have no idea what the material is. Like, I have no clue. Nothing. And they never tell you. They never tell you what it is. They just say anti-sensei material. But apparently it's something that works. So, is what it is. Now, through all of that, you know, Koro sensei helps these kids kind of like realize that just because you're at the bottom doesn't mean that's where you're going to stay. Like, you can make it as long as you put forth the effort for it. And, you know, he kind of helps them, like, decide where they're going to be going for the future. Kind of helps them regain some of the, you know, like, self-esteem, some pride, and some, you know, independence for themselves. All while tackling this all individually for these kids. And, I mean, let's face it, at the end of the day, I think we'd all want a teacher like Koro sensei. I know I would. I definitely know I would. But, I realize like this one wasn't quite as long, but like I said, a lot of it was handled by the anime itself. Most of Assassination Classroom comes for character development, not necessarily like all the powers and everything. But it is an amazing anime. It rates very high on my recommendation list. And, you know, hey, if you want to find out who the next character for Character Breakdown is, then you gotta follow my Twitter, because that's where I post this stuff up early. On Twitter. Goes on Twitter. And, thank you for stopping by, joining in. Feel free to leave me a like if you like the video. Leave me down your comments. Also, if you have somebody that you'd like to see on Character Breakdown, then please feel free to leave it down there in the comments section for me. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new and you enjoy Character Breakdown, because I'll be doing a lot more of these. I got like oodles and oodles of characters to go, you know. And don't forget to share it around with your friends, so this way they might be able to enjoy it. But hey, until the next time, everybody, I'm Fletcher Stump with Radioactive Inc. Signing off.